I haven't really thought about that question. I've been asked that before. I do remember. I think me and Ray were together at the time, and we're in LA, and we're at this prop auction. I like props, so we went to this auction house, and I mean, this is in the middle of nowhere up in Beverly Hills, and we come outside, and this guy's just standing there, like there's a bunch of people with cameras, and then there's this guy, and hey, can I get an autograph? So they're trying to rush us into the cars to get us away, and I'm like, yeah, you can get an autograph. So this guy pulls out a stack of photos like this big. He's like, can you sign these? So they chucked me in the car, and then he chased us up through the hills, up through Beverly Hills, and I needed to go to an audition that day. So they followed us for about a good hour, and I was late to the audition. When I went in, I said, I'm so sorry, there's these people chasing me back there. They wanted my autograph. So the casting director looked at me, and he was kind of like, well, why'd you stop and give the guy an autograph kind of look, you know? And I was like, well, if you were in Star Wars and you had a bunch of guys chasing you, you know, you wouldn't want to stop either, you know what I mean? It was the first time I got into LA as well, so that's probably one of the times. And then another time was when I was at Disneyland. I was with my pops and his best friend in the family, and I'm going on a ride, and next minute this lady turns around, she's in a Star Wars costume. I didn't know, I realized it was a Star Wars day at Disneyland. Yeah, I was wondering why everybody kept staring at me. I said, man, do I really look that funny? And yeah, so then I ended up going into like the little place where the little Star Wars place on Star Wars ride and stuff. And there was this little kid sitting there, and he had my picture up, and he was about to take the picture of me and Jango Fett, but you put your face into it, you know what I mean? He looks at me, he looks at the picture, he looks at the picture, he's like, that's Boba Fett. So they made me get up, and I did the funny face, and then they put my face on my face, which is kind of weird. Everybody around, you know, I thought it'd be a laugh, and then just as I was walking out, all you hear is, I'll get one of those, I'll get one of those too, I'll get one of those. And so I signed a couple of those at Star Wars weekend, and I think everyone in the, at the Star Wars, I can't think right now, at the Disneyland, and I think people were looking around like, who is this guy? Is he Mickey Mouse or something? Like out of costume? So it was really, I always have a good time, and there's never really been no fans which have given me too much grief or been crazy, because I'm kind of crazy than everyone else there, so you can't beat me at all, I don't think. I hope not. That's a challenge.
Those of you who were with us yesterday, I think it's a very funny story. I think, Dave, if you could tell the story.
Who weren't here yesterday? Oh, there's quite a lot. This is where we lower the tone of the afternoon. The question was asked yesterday about embarrassing signings. Anything interesting happened when you were doing autograph signing sessions. And I said, well, it was at DragonCon quite a few years ago. I'm signing Mary away, and a very, very attractive girl comes up to the table. And she said, can I have your autograph, please? And I said, yes, certainly. Here are all the photographs. And she said, no, I haven't got any money. And I said, well, have you got a piece of paper or something like that that you'd like me to sign? She said, no, I haven't got anything. I said, you haven't got anything? She said, well, how about signing this? She went, and pulled every gentleman. And she's a very, very attractive girl. Very nice. Very well endowed as well. And it was in a very nice lacy black bra, you see. And so I looked at her and I know what do I do? And I've now got an audience, everybody's looking at me, so he's wondering what's going to happen. So I thought to myself, what do I do? Do I just get a pen and sort of do it and sign it? Or do I catch hold of it? And sign it too. So in a bit, I thought, oh, in for a penny, in for a pound, here we go. It's like, I got all of this breath in this bra, like, you know, and I'm put on there, this is the nicest thing that I've signed all day.
That reminds me when I come into sort of
when we were in Japan, I almost had an embarrassing moment. We were in Japan just recently for celebration, and I don't speak Japanese. So this couple had come up to my table, and I was trying to make out what they want. And they're like, "Can you sign a t-shirt?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Where do you want it?" And it's the chair still in the bed. So she's picking up the top, and she's like, "Can you?" And so I'm thinking, "Oh, she wants me to sign a bum." So I'm really embarrassed now, so I'm looking at her husband and saying, "So you want me to sign on the bum?" Like that? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, "You sure?" I asked her about 5 times, and I'm about to just like, "Alright, yeah, you sure? Yeah, good." And then just as I'm about to sign, I realised, like, no, she needs a t-shirt. And I was about to pull up on top and pull down my pants. I'm really sorry, but I mean, it was because her husband was so willing for me to do it. I was like, "Oh my God." It would have been one of those embarrassing moments that it would have killed me. So they just reminded me of that, and I'm sorry. I should have told you that story first.
It's funny towards the end of the Q&A, we are bringing, this is very smutty, isn't it? But it is quite fun to listen to. Well, we better move on to the young man there with a question.
How is it like being Boba Fett?
What's it like being Boba Fett?
Yeah.
Well, it means you can be in charge of all these terrible people at the table. And you can deflect the absolute, really outrageous rate. It's very funny, but I mean, you can. Boba Fett still has this sort of aura that he's in control, he's a loner, and he only works for himself. That's why I'm talking on my own. So no, it's cool being Boba Fett. You should try it.
I have a question for Ray. What do you think about being killed off in episode 1?
Gutted. To be honest with you, even when I saw the storyboards, and I was one of the few lucky people at the time to, I knew Darth was going to be killed off, so I wanted, and it would have been cool because my stunt guys were my friends as well, and we were like, yeah, but if you're going to go out, you're going to have to go out good. So we came up with this alternative ending that we shot with our handycam, where as Darth Maul was holding Obi-Wan, he's holding by the scruff of his neck down the pit, doing his whole snarl and growling with his lightsaber up tip, taunting him to say, "I'm going to take you out any moment now." And that's the moment where Obi-Wan takes the lightsaber from behind his back, but instead of him jumping over and Darth Maul looking like an idiot going, And by the way, reference to Daniel's joke with the funk P, the fart, I was actually thinking about taking the worst stunt, my life to actually think about how do I look like I'm dead with a makeup on. So I thought the worst diarrhea ever, and that's where that face came from. That was my final acting moment. And instead of Darth Maul getting cut in half, his head, the head would be taken off. Because I thought, well, why tease me the fact that, you could put down the bit, and you might be, the Emperor can swing by and pick you up, and then you can have your legs back. I don't want to be teased for the next 2 years while I wait for the movie to come out. Just take my head off and be done with it. So that was my ending to it. I wanted my head taken off. So in answer, to your question, I didn't like it. But no, with you guys, that's great.